What's up, guys? This is Ryan Johnson with moneybass.com. All right, so we are out here on the lake today. What we are taking a look at right now is just an island out in the middle of the lake. And today we're going to take a look at how you can scan the islands to find the high productive areas whenever you're coming up on the islands. Guys, it's a hot day out here, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. All right, so this is how it looks on your mapping. So this is the Lake Master chip, and what we see, I have my shallow water highlighted, everything that is showing up in red, and then my green is everything highlighted. I believe that's in 20 to 30 feet deep. And looking over here, I have my other unit set up for side scan. You can see some fish right there. Check those out, guys. See those fish that we just went over? You can see them right there on down scan, and don't really see them on sonar right now. But basically, I have my unit set up here, just got sidetracked, on side scan, down scan, and sonar. So what we want to do right now, we're sitting in about 11 feet of water, so I want to push out, and I have my side scan set up on 80 feet, shooting out on each side, guys. Just wanted to add that in there real quick. So what I want to do is get out to maybe around 20 to 25 feet whenever I scan this area. So that way it will allow me to get a good look at what is around the island. And also I will be able to see what is underneath the boat, as far as if there's any type of cover or structure, brush piles, rocks, laydowns, trees. There's some standing timber coming up right there. So those are the kind of things that you want to look for. And on the mapping, you want to look for things that kind of stand out. Like right here, you see this point coming out. So that would be an area that you would want to scan. Right now, we are going over a ledge, and that is definitely a high percentage area that you would want to take a look at. And over here is kind of another point that you would want to pay attention to. So right now, like I said, we're going over this ledge. So if you take a look over here, you can see that there's standing timber there. And what we're looking for are things like that. That is a bait ball, guys. So that is a lot of bait. And as you can see, even though we're right up close to this island, right now we are sitting in 32 feet of water. It's going to start getting shallow, because if we look over here on the mapping, you can see that we're heading toward this point. So what I want to do is go ahead and turn and just make sure I keep the boat out in that depth. So there we go. Look at those fish right there in that standing timber, guys. So that's something that you would want to investigate, because those could be some very nice sized bass down there. So that's something that you would definitely want to take a look at. And then on the side scan, we're still looking for things like this. So take a look at that right there, guys. All right. So what I really wanted to show you guys is the power of taking the time to use your units, like we always go over, and scan different types of area, different types of cover, structure, and things like that. So this time we are concentrating on scanning these islands. Why are islands important, guys? Because a lot of times you have your deep water access, so those fish will have access to deep water and shallow water. Your channel bends will sometimes hit right up against those islands, so that way you have those ledges that we saw in that picture, and you have moving current that will always activate those fish. So that is a good area where they can ambush their shad, herring, depending on what type of lake you're on. So guys, scanning these islands is always important. Sometimes you will have saddles in those islands also, so it's always a good thing to take a look at those. Let me go ahead and pull up this footage again real quick so I can show you the area and just give you a little more detail of what I'm focusing on whenever I am taking a look at these islands. If you take a look at the image that I have on the screen now, what you're going to see is pretty much the island itself, which is that brown circle in the middle. Then that red area on the exterior of it, that is going to be your shallow water. Currently, I have that set up for anything 5 feet and under is going to show as red. Then the green line that is on that outer side of it, everything that is 20 to 30 feet is going to show up in that green highlighted area that's on the screen. So what that means is that lighter shade, that white shade that's in between there, everything from 5 feet to 20 feet is going to be in that range. So whenever you start scanning these islands, what you want to do is take your time with it and scan these islands. Go around that island 3 times, guys. That will give you time to go around there. Sometimes you're going to miss some things that you will catch whenever you come back on your second or third turn. And also, whenever you start marking your waypoints, there's some things that you may miss. And what you want to focus on is first making that first circle around that island, try to stay, I would say, around in the 10 to 15 foot range of water, the water depth. So that way it will give you a good view of what's closer to the bank and also what you're seeing outside of that exterior, the 80 feet that's shooting off to the other side. Also, if you come over any brush piles, sometimes those brush piles or rock piles or anything like that, those may be sitting in that shallow water. On your second pass, make sure you stay in around that 15 to 20 feet of water at that point. So I would say leading more towards that 20 feet, because remember, you will have your side scan set up to about 80 feet, and it will allow you to see all the way up into the bank at that point. So make that second run around the 20-foot depth, and that way it will allow you to see those same things, deeper depth, that will allow you to see things in a little more clarity once you start getting closer to those ledges and drop-offs and things like that. So on that final pass, go ahead and take your time and go around in the 30-foot range, guys. In that 30-foot range, sometimes you may find those suspended fish that are kind of off of that bank a little bit, and those are fish that you can cast something like a swim bait, spy bait, some type of moving bait, or even top water baits. If those fish are suspended, that's where you will find those fish at. All right, guys, if you have not subscribed to the channel, you have to subscribe to the channel, guys. We have a lot of great information, and as far as setting up your side scan, sonar, and your down scan settings, there are videos that are on my channel. Make sure you guys check out the catalog, because there's information in there that will tell you how I set those up. So this information here was just mainly focused on showing you guys the technique that I use whenever I'm approaching something like an island, and I'm going to scan that for high percentage areas that I'm going to come back and fish later. All right, guys, if you have any questions, any comments, make sure you leave those down in the description area. I appreciate you supporting the channel, and I will see you on the next video.
You know, they left almost all the timber in this lake. They cut a strip. I think they cut a strip around the bank where it's supposed to be 30 feet or less deep. Well, it must be a good place, huh?
Oh, yeah, this is a good one. All right, this is going to be the big fish of the day. Let me show you how to do it, guys.
Well, that's 8-pound line.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
And what did he hit?
He hit the shaky head.
Shaky head.
All right, there you go. The money bass special.
Yep. That's that fish will push 3 pounds.